Have you ever noticed that one house on your street? The one that just feels a little off? For me, it was the old Miller place at the end of cul-de-sac lane. Every single night, without fail, the entire neighborhood would be plunged into darkness, but that one house, that one single window on the second floor, would be glowing. It wasn't just a light, it was a beacon in the pitch black. At first, we all just thought they were night owls. Maybe old Mr. Miller had trouble sleeping, or his wife liked to read late into the night. It was a simple, logical explanation. But then the weeks turned into months. The light never flickered. It never dimmed. It was a constant, unwavering presence. Day and night, sun or storm, that window glowed with the same soft yellow light. It was weird, but hey, it's a weird world, right? We all just got used to it. It became part of the neighborhood's charm, the house with the eternal light. Then Mrs. Gable from next door started getting curious. She was the neighborhood's unofficial watch captain, and something about that light just didn't sit right with her. She'd say, "I've lived here 30 years and I've never seen anything like it." It's not natural. She started keeping a log. She noted that the mail piled up, the lawn grew wild, and no one ever saw anyone come or go. The only sign of life was that single, persistent light. One day she'd had enough. She called the police for a wellness check. We all watched from our windows as the two officers walked up the cracked pathway to the front door. They knocked. No answer. They knocked again, louder this time, their voices echoing in the quiet street. Still nothing. After consulting with each other, they used a tool to pry the door open and disappeared inside. We waited. 10 minutes felt like an hour. The suspense was thick enough to cut with a knife. What were they finding in there? Was it some tragic scene? We all held our breath, our eyes glued to that glowing second-story window. It hadn't changed. It was still shining, just as it always did. Finally, the officers re-emerged. Their faces were pale, their expressions unreadable. They looked confused. Shaken, Mrs. Gable, unable to contain herself, rushed over. "What is it? What did you find? Are the Millers okay?" One of the officers, a younger guy, just shook his head slowly. The older officer, his face grim, finally spoke. His voice was low, strained. "The house is empty. Looks like it's been abandoned for months. Dust everywhere, cobwebs. No one's home." We all looked at each other, then back up at the window. The light was still on, but the light, I found myself saying, pointing up. What about the light? The younger officer ran a hand through his hair. "That's the thing," he said, his voice barely a whisper. "We went up to that room. We were expecting to find a lamp left on, maybe a faulty switch." He paused, taking a deep breath as if to steady himself. But there was no lamp. There was no light fixture. The light bulb in the ceiling socket was cold and dead. We even unscrewed it to be sure. A chill ran down my spine. The air grew cold. Then, "Where's the light coming from?" Mrs. Gable asked, her voice trembling. The older officer just looked up at the window, then back at us, his eyes wide with a look I'll never forget. It was a mixture of fear and pure, unadulterated disbelief. He said, "We don't know. The room itself is just glowing." After that day, everything changed. The police put up tape, and investigators came and went, but they never found an explanation. They brought in electricians, scientists, all sorts of experts. They couldn't measure the light source. They couldn't explain its origin. It defied every law of physics they knew. The official report just listed it as an unexplained phenomenon. The story spread like wildfire. Our quiet little cul-de-sac became a local legend. People would drive by at night just to see it, the house that glowed on its own. Some said it was a portal. Others whispered about ghosts, about Mr. and Mrs. Miller being trapped in the light. No one really knew. Eventually, the city condemned the property. They boarded up the windows and doors, but it didn't matter. At night, you could still see it. A soft, ethereal yellow light seeping through the cracks in the plywood that covered that second-story window. It was fainter, sure, but it was still there. A constant, silent reminder of the day we learned that some things in this world just can't be explained. I moved away a few years ago. But sometimes when I'm driving at night and see a single light on in a distant house, I feel that same chill run down my spine. I think about that house at the end of cul-de-sac lane, and I wonder, is it still glowing? Thanks for watching. If you have a strange story about your own neighborhood, I'd love to hear it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more mysteries. See you next time.